They get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced to do battle with Jameis Winston and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Come on, baby. Let's go! Ready. Back to the behind. Cover.
This is Kenyon Drake, the fourth-year man from Alabama. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. It's a safety, Ron Parker, there to make the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Watch the curve. Watch the curve.
Now Drake. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Both around the guy throwing the football. They can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first.
Ready. White 25. Squeeze, double. Double tight.
On 1st down, Drake. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now, look, they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get
meetings that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball.
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Winston now finding Godwin, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing, Winston. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off by the safety here, Ron Parker. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Check it back. Check it. Guys, listen. Switch.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing a ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
Running, it's Drake. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Winston. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. This is Riddick on the screen. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On 1st down, Wilson. And it's caught off the deflection. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Now that's a defensive coordinator's nightmare right there. You're covering everyone, and the guy's not even the intended receiver ends up making the play.
Right place, right time, I guess.
When that ball's tipped up in the air like that, you've got to go up and get it. Offense and defense, and in this case, the offense ended up grabbing it.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. From the 27, Winston. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Push him back. Come on. Sunday. He's checking crack. Wall. Get wall. Check nickel. He's the mark. Let's go.
Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready. Black, get that.
Get the 15. Check my 15. I'm here all day. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
On the ground, it's Riddick. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first point. It's a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, The action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of gas. Make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be sterner with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They go read option with Wilson on first down. Carson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. They set up the screen to Penny. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Rashad Penny, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at him turn.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives through goalposts.
Ready. White 25. White 54. White 54. Let's put him on the punch. Let's go.
They go play action. Winston under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Bobby Wagner, the former 2nd rounder out of Utah State, with a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Winston. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
And with the Buccaneers' new coaching staff, you have to figure they're going to want to use O.J. Howard a little bit more this season. 34 catches, 565 yards last year, but that was in only 10 games. 6'6", 251, and can run. Find a way to get him the ball as they just did there.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a 1-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creep.
Here's Carson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well.
Here we go, G. It's just.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A gain of 22.
And the Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 32.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Mike 54.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming.
From the shotgun, Wilson. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Carlton Davis speeds in for the sack on the corner blitz. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw is Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. A beautiful spin and room to run. He's at the 30. A big play there on the catch and run. 64 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by Orlando. He'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two.
Hey, good job right there. Good job right there. I got you, son.
On second down, it's Carson. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
I got you.
From the gun, it's Wilson. And that'll be caught by the tight end. It's Ed Dixon with a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to 11. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So one play and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a draw play with Drake. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 5 on the carry there and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. First down, Winston. Throw right side to Perriman, and it's caught. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Ready. Blue ready.
Check. Watch 54. Hey, man. Watch the boot.
the red zone now. Winston. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Left side complete. Safarian Jenkins. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Wilson now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Carlton Davis picks it, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
So first thing that crosses my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely, and from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe you want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
On 3rd down, Winston. He's got Evans. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Jameis again. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. O.J. Howard in the final seconds of the first half as his guys are back within a single score. Until that late score here in the second quarter, they'd only had the field goal, so that's just big to see that football get into the end zone.
Yeah, when you look at the scoreboard now, nothing seems out of reach. They've been outplayed in the first half, but when the clock hits zeros as they head into the half, you know what I do as a head coach?
What?
I tell my team to sprint to the locker room to show that we've got the momentum and show that we're right back in this game.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Let's go.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice game. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
To the right side and complete to Metcalf. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down. This is Carson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
We play to win. Let's go.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Ready? Black 22.
Come on. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight right. Go.
Riddick with a carry. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Looking deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first.
Black 25.
First down.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
They'll run on first down. It's Drake, and a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Right back to Drake. 12 yards there and a first down. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, Winston. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Tedrick Thompson picks it. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Get ready. Get ready.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more? And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and it's 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
To throw is Winston. Going for the deep ball. And that is caught. One-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. And even 40 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Let's go deep.
Now it's a bootleg with Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
At the 23-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Wilson operating from the gun. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. This is brought in at the 21. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That one a first down pickup of 8. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the fourth quarter. Jameis now on first down. And his throw here is incomplete. He was trying to find O.J. Howard, and it's second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Jameis to throw it. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. William Hayes in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. The Bucs go for it. It's Winston. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Carson. And an alley to run. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Winston. And he finds Howard complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. To throw, Winston. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly second and long. Working out of the gun, Winston. And now here is another interception. Trey Flowers picks it. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now that turnover might just about do it. Here, fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. There he goes left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. The extra point now coming from Myers. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
To try again after the sack. Winston over the middle to Evans. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Here's Riddick. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
On 2nd and 10, Winston. And the ball is knocked out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. It's a foot race. The 30, 10, and that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamar Taylor. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. There's Winston. His throw incomplete. Big O.J. Howard, his intended target. And that'll bring up second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? And any
fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, are so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender.
Oh.
To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
Ready? Blue ready.
49's the mic. I got you.
Sonny. Let's go.
Following the interception, Winston. He's going to let it fly. It's caught at the 10. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
A final score now from Denver, and it was the Browns who wound up winners in that one. And if they could hold on to that lead, it would be win number 4 on the season for them. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Dances by him. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Charles, it's one thing to win.